We have some breaking news to tell you about a verdict in the copyright trial involving pop singer Ed Sheeran. He's accused of stealing the musical composition of his Grammy-winning song Thinking Out Loud from Marvin Gaye's classic Let's Get It On. CNN's Chloe Melas is outside the courthouse. Chloe, what is the verdict?
Yes, well, as you said, the verdict is in and the jury has found Ed Sheeran not liable. He did not infringe on Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On, his 1973 hit. So the verdict has just come out moments ago. We are waiting for Ed Sheeran, his attorneys, and Catherine Townsend and her attorneys to make their way out. We're hoping that perhaps they will address reporters right here behind me. But this is a very significant moment for the music industry. Ed Sheeran said when he took the stand in his testimony that this was a common four-chord progression, and attorneys for Ed Sheeran laid it all out over the course of a few days, showing that this four-chord progression that is in Let's Get It On, that's also in Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud, was commonplace, that it was in dozens of songs before Thinking Out Loud and also in songs that predate Let's Get It On. And so Ed Sheeran had said, if you all do this and make it so that every time a musician has to go to the Townsend family to use this four-chord progression, that I'm done. I can't even be a musician anymore. And they made very strong closing arguments, Ed Sheeran's legal team, saying that this would stifle the creativity of musicians everywhere, and that is not what copyright law is all about. It is to obviously protect music and protect one's intellectual property, but at the same time allow for creativity. So it's a big moment. We are expecting Ed Sheeran to hopefully say a few words, and obviously this news is just breaking now, so we will keep you posted.
All right, Chloe, stand by. We will check back in with you. I just want to play the soundbite for everybody. I want to play the music so they can hear it, and then we're going to go to Areva Martin, our legal commentator. So take a listen at home.
Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Let's love.
So again, there's the music in question, and the jury finding Ed Sheeran not liable here. Let's bring in attorney and legal affairs commentator Areva Martin. Areva, it's great to see you. Chloe was just talking about how impactful this is for the music industry, that this really came down to creativity. Ed Sheeran saying if he can't have that four-chord progression, he can't be creative. What do you make of this verdict?
Yeah, I'm not surprised by the verdict. A very difficult case. Obviously, the Townsend family felt very passionate that Ed Sheeran had, used the four-chord progression that was in the song that was co-written with Marvin Gaye by their father. But I think what was impactful for the jury was that Ed Sheeran was able to put on evidence that this four-chord progression was used in songs even before Marvin Gaye, and Townsend recorded that very popular song by Marvin Gaye. And I think that had a big impact on this jury, because ultimately, if the four-chord progression was used before Let's Get It On, then it's very difficult to make a claim that the Townsend family was entitled to damages for Ed Sheeran using something that had already been used by other musicians.
And what do you think this means for copyright cases like this moving forward within the music industry?
These cases are always pretty challenging cases to establish liability, and I think this case will make it even more difficult. And that was the case that Ed Sheeran and his team was making, was that, look, in pop culture, in pop music, I should say, this four-chord progression is used in lots of songs. And if there had been a determination that he was liable for damages, or that this was in fact copyright infringement, then you would have seen a slew of lawsuits by lots of artists, and it would have made it very difficult for artists to make songs and to be free from these kinds of lawsuits. So this is a significant verdict. I think it's a significant verdict for other songwriters as well.
Right, really setting that precedent moving forward. Areva Martin, thanks so much for your expertise. We sure do appreciate it. Again, Ed Sheeran found not liable in that copyright case.